now what I'm doing is I am working on my ritual circle for my witch doctor seer sort of character. So I started ringing through in my brain other ways I could make a colored magical dust. And the way I found was actually a cake decorating tip that I knew already, so it's going to translate. What I've done is I've put 1 cup of sugar in a bowl, and then I've got just some gel food coloring. Gel is quite a bit better for this because it's not too liquidy to start with. So what I'm going to do is I'm using like a dark purple, and I'm actually going to put about 3 times more in here than you should. Perfect. So I put like 3 big blobs, and I'm just taking a spoon and really like mixing that around. So yeah, basically you can do it with your hands, but I would put gloves on because the food color will get all over your fingers. And you want to put it throughout. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave some little clumps because I don't want it to be super even, because this character is very rough and raw. I want her magical powder to be the same. Like I want there to be little chunks of stuff in there and people will be like, what is that? The good thing about using a bit too much is it's going to make this look kind of like a dark purple with maybe some little black blotches in there. And then what you do is you put that on a baking sheet, and you're going to put it on your kind of your lowest temperature and leave it there for a while. Check back on it every 15 to 20 minutes to make sure that it's not getting too hard, and actually just go with a spatula or a spoon again and do the same thing. Just break it apart and mix it around until it's quite dry. Once you've dried it out that way, it's good. What I'm also going to do to this is, because it's 1 cup of sugar, I'm going to add a packet of Kool-Aid, which can be difficult to find in Australia, but you can find it at like USA Foods or online. I'm sure there's other powdered, you call them cordials here in Australia, something like that. You find a powdered one that has no sugar and you can put it in there, and then that way if I have any left after doing my summoning circle, I can add some into my period cup and have a sugar rush and grapey goodness. It won't add a lot of color. I've noticed most Kool-Aids look better when they have water added. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend using just that. But the other option is you can get a powdered food coloring. That works as well. So then what I did was I went online and I found a few different ritual circles and that sort of thing that people have posted, and most were really in depth. And the one that I liked the most was simply a circle with a triangle in it. It was easy enough for me to do, and then I want to add 3 runes in, so in the spots where the triangle kind of goes with the circle. You'll see. I will make it and I will film it for you on site tomorrow. Trying not to panic, but tomorrow. Anyway, I will film it for you, and that way you can see what it is. Instead of trying to do the runes in the colored sugar, I'm actually going to paint on some rocks. So I'll do that as a separate little video just in case someone wants to learn just how to make your own runes. And yeah, so then the next step for the summoning circle, I'm going to have those runes placed in the 3 places. And then the other thing I will do is I'll add little touches. So I've literally just walked around my house and found things. I haven't gone anywhere to buy any. If this was a more permanent character, I would be going through op shops, secondhand stores, flea markets, and yard sales, garage sales, stuff like that. So I've got some candles that have already been burned down quite a bit. There are fire restrictions where we're going, so double check with that, especially in Australia. There's a lot of fire restrictions, but it's going to be during the day, so why would you be burning them anyway? They were obviously from the night before. So I've got some of those. I've got these dried roses. They are perfect for my creepy character, so those will get laid around somewhere. I got this box with a little secret wood ring in it, and it's got all this really cool moss and that sort of stuff. And I'm just putting this little button that I haven't had a chance to do anything with. This little pretty sparkly button thing, and I'm just going to set that in there. You could put any little trinket or something if you've got a nice little box, and then it almost looks like it could be a magical item or enchanted or something like that. So I've got that. I've got my cup that I'm going to pour the tea in for them and make them drink so I can see the tea leaves. I've intentionally picked something that's really shiny, so it'll be really easy to kind of look and make up some fake shapes. Again, it's going to be so fake because I already am going to have all the information to give them before they do anything. I'm using this big pitcher. This is probably not the most period accurate. In fact, this is very Art Deco, but I love it, and it's big and weird and still glass. Again, make sure your campsite allows glass. So that's what I'm going to be pouring the iced tea out of to read their tea leaves. And then I actually collect these vintage mirrors. Women used to put them on their vanity and they'd put their little perfume bottles, and my grandma, before she passed away, she had heaps of them and I was just so enamored by them. So I've got a few here. And I'm going to take them very carefully there and see if I could maybe hang them on some trees around or set them up. I might not end up using them, but it's better to have a few things around and not use them than not have it if you've got the space. If you don't have the space, pick and choose a bit better, but yeah. And I also have this glass here. This is actually made in pretty much the town over from the town I grew up in, and from a brand called Fire and Light, and I've had it for years and years and it has a lot of meaning to me, but because it's that kind of wobbly weird glass, it looks a little mystical, so I thought that might be quite good as well. Perfect, so those things will get laid around as well. It's all about adding that little bit of atmosphere. Again, if this was a character I would be doing all the time, I would be going and getting some more things very specific to her. Probably like some fake animal heads because I couldn't do real ones, like skulls, fake skulls. People do some pretty cool 3D printed ones. Yeah, really you're only limited by your imagination. So have some fun, try and get in the mindset of the character and the sort of things he or she would have around. And yeah, you can take it up a few notches. So that's it for the summoning circle, but I will do a very quick video on the runes as well. So keep on watching. Thank you so much, guys.